it. You know what that song is.
What?
What's up?
You about to run through a wall or something.
Yeah, shout out to Pastor Troy, man. You know what it was when you heard this.
No doubt, no doubt.
We couldn't use the official, but shout out to Pastor Troy. There's a whole bunch of us that was ready to run through a brick wall.
Man.
Smoke, I mean, I don't know. We was lucky enough my last year. We had Greg Schiano. We had this little bit of smoke popping. We had some boys from Florida. Man. Boys from down south. Yeah, they was turned up. So
see, we ain't had
ball in the late 90s.
We ain't had that technology.
Early.
No, we ain't had that. You had to really get into it. We ain't had no tunnel, bro. Wasn't no tunnel.
Yeah. Shout out, Mark. Shout out. What's up, my brother?
Oh, I ain't nothing, brother. How you doing, Fletch?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Excited to sit here with this conversation with you, man. When the lights go out, if you just joining us, man, you know how these social media platforms go. We don't want to really, we wanted to play the real version, but we don't want them to black out the music and all that kind of thing. But shout out to Pastor Troy. If you ever listen to Pastor Troy coming out the tunnel, please comment on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you listening to us, man. Because I know for me, and I know for a lot of us, when we heard that coming out the tunnel, it was on.
Man, you talk about, listen, there's a few jams out here right now. I'll probably get a speeding ticket. I can't run through the wall, meaning I can't be the wedge buster right now, but I might get a ticket listening to some of that music, man. I got my kids on it, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Pastor Troy. What's up, brother Swanee? Appreciate you checking in.
What's up, Swan? What's good?
Appreciate all the eyes. Please comment. Please share.
Yeah.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, and basically just say what's up. I want to see who's on, man. Say something. Let me see who's all on the show right now.
This platform, man. Me and Mark been talking for many months now about a way to just have a conversation and kind of relive some of our past. Kind of give flowers to people who helped us along the way.
Yeah.
Also use it as a learning lesson, a teaching tool to help people who come behind us. So no better person to try to get this across and enjoy and have fun with than my brother Marcus Berkeley. What's up, Calvin Brooks? That's Tat. That's one of my brothers. That's who we gonna shout out as well. People like Tat who really helped us.
Yeah. I see
get to where we are.
I see Ewok, Tat. My brother.
Yeah. Make it known when you in the building. What's up, Big Rome? What's up, my brother?
My boy James Pinkston. What's up, Hurt? Juice?
Yeah, man, there's a lot of people checking in. I love it. We started off the show playing We Ready. If you ever heard, Big Hurt, I know you came out the tunnel. With We Ready. Man, listen. That thing got me with chills right now, Mark. So I know.
Listen, man, it's before we even get started, man, I just want to let you know it's an honor, man, to share the screen with you, boy. If y'all don't know by now, if you on the show, you watching the show and you just saying, "Oh, I only know Marcus." Well, this brother next to me, on your left, I don't know, man. I don't even know where to start, but Fecco used to call him Dangerous Delrico Fletcher. And as a sophomore, I watched this dude put on a show, man. And it wasn't just as a sophomore. I watched him put on the show a midget ball, and he was one of the first, youngsters that actually put on a show in that turquoise and black, which you see behind me, and now Wolverine uniform, man. We'll have a person on the show in a couple weeks, possibly, LeVar Arrington. I remember your sophomore year when LeVar come off tackle left. He was all by himself. Flesh broke down. All I remember is LeVar going in the air and you flipping him up on his head, man. So this dude was an All-American in high school, went to Rutgers University, and then went on to the Buffalo Bills. And and after that, well, that's why you're here. We're gonna learn when the lights went out, what happened.
No, that is listen, that title says it all. Listen, everybody who's been commenting, they've all played ball, man. And we
Yeah.
all got to that point, man, when the lights go out, man. It's like,
Yeah.
what do we do? So my brother has his slogan, we make results, not excuses. So they kind of go together very well. So
No doubt.
when the lights go out, we make results, not excuses, because some of us, the lights go out a little earlier. And when I'm talking about sports, that's what I mean. They go out when we leave high school. Some of us before high school. Some of us when we get to college. Some of us are lucky enough to put on an NFL jersey, but like me, it didn't last long. So it's like you dedicate your whole life to something. What do you do when it's over?
Man.
And a lot of us been depressed, went through some stuff, climbed the mountain, fell down the mountain, didn't know how to reach out to people. So that story is real, but now I'm at a time where the story needs to be told to help other young people. And also, if you in the journey of your life, listen, you may have been in a job for 10 years, every day going to that job. And you just like wake up one day like, yo, this is it, man. And you cut them lights off. How do you cut the next lights on? So we all got a story. We all can share. We all can tell. So please continue to comment. We're gonna ask questions. We want all the feedback, because we the two people on the screen, but it's not about us at all. But you know, to piggyback off what you said, being able to tackle LeVar at 15 years old is cousin Melvin Cobbs. That's the honest to God truth. Every Wednesday at Woody High, and you'll get a lot of Woody High references, and Rutgers and Lock Haven and Buffalo. And we have friends on from all over, but every Wednesday at Woody High was like, it was real. And if you ever played and wore that turquoise black and white, you understand, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, Wednesdays was no joke. A lot of Wednesdays was harder than the game on Friday night.
Yeah,
like
that's real talk.
Hitting Melvin was no easy task, man. So shout out to people like Melvin and AJ and people like that who I had to hit up against. So when VAR comes around the corner, it's just second nature, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Fetco for the nickname, because when you 16, 17.
I might have one or two Fecko highlights, but listen, I got back to the crib and I made sure I had to turn on Fecko, man. You had to get back to the crib, man. As long as we stood outside the Wolverine, we had to hurry up and get home and watch that 11 o'clock news, man, because Fecko was going to see some highlights, man. And the nicknames he came up with, you, Tutu, Melvin, Cannonball, Houdini. Man, we can go down. We can go down the train. Yeah. So, for the people that's outside of Western Pennsylvania, and you might be on the other side of the country, everyone know that, I'm sure many of you, especially if you pay attention to football, NFL, we got quite a few NFL players that played in the league and still in the league. To name a few, we got Gronkowski, who just won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, Miles Sanders, running back from Philadelphia. You got Quentin Jefferson, who's playing defensive end. He was in Buffalo. Now he's with, I'm trying to think where he went, but he's with someone. But it's like you said, Flesh, the tradition is deep, man, and we're gonna hit all those topics, I'm sure, through the show.
Yes, man. Shout out to them brothers, man. And I always sit back as like a proud older brother or uncle when I see him, whether I speak to the young fellas or not. I'm watching from afar, and I always kind of secretly throw a little gem to let them know, listen, I'm here. Like, I understand what you're going through. I understand the pressures. I understand. Sometimes you get just consumed with it. There's nothing else but ball. So I understand that. And I just shoot a little text, an email, a direct message. Like, listen, fellas, I know what you're going through. Shout out to you, reach out to your older uncle, your older cousin.
Right.
And there's people here for you, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go through it.
Well, it's a lot of pressure, man. I mean, even going from high school to, going to college, you set, you're put on this pedestal, you're put on this pedestal and everyone expects you to be successful. That jump from high school to college it's no joke. You know what I mean? And it's just I'm speaking for myself. I left high school. I was probably, man, I might have been 155 pounds leaving Woodland Hills. But my drive was I was in the shadows. You understand what I'm saying? So I was in the shadows. I wanted to be the Delrico Fletchers. I wanted to be the star, man. I said, listen, man, I'm gonna bust my behind. I just want to be a leader. I want to lead my team somehow, some way. I want to put the team on my shoulders one day. So my work ethic was I was small, man. I was short, small, wasn't that fast, but my heart was. I had the heart of the size of Godzilla. So it was like I had to put the work ethic with it, man. So when I went to Lock Haven, it was like I'm at a small school, horrible record. I'm gonna make a name of myself. I'm gonna change the dynamics of this program. I'm gonna change the atmosphere to everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that pressure was, once you have a good season, now your expectations is different. You know what I mean? Now you got more pressure on you, getting pressure from your people back home, people at school. It's hard, man. You know what I mean? And each year it gets harder, man. So, I'm sure, how, especially when you went to Rutgers, I know it was on a different level. You know what I mean?
Listen, the thing about it though is we even had a leg up on other students coming from the school that we came from, coming from the area that we came from.
Right.
Because of the way, and shout out to Coach D'Amico.
Woo.
Shout out to Coach D.
That's the man. We need a bouquet of flowers for him, man.
If we never had Coach D,
man,
we would have never been ready.
Mm.
So, like we had a leg up on a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. Right. He had us so prepared. I mean, to do such things as clean.
Power cleans.
Mm-hmm.
Get them feet off the ground, man. Listen, Flex. When you do that little pop and your feet come up off the ground, we got the college, man. Our strength coach was like, "What in the heck are y'all doing?" And Reese Walker, shouts to Reese Walker, E. Walk's little brother. He's probably one of the better ones out of anybody I've ever seen. He get off the floor and curl them wrists, man. Listen, Coach D'Amico was a gem. I mean, anytime you were hurt, blow some snot on it. I just remember him saying that. Blow some snot on it. And just how he would get you back. He would get you back so fast, man.
Listen, and I haven't been around. Like, I keep the picture of the screenshot on my Facebook of my profile of me speaking to the kids when Coach Nove was still there.
Right.
But the backbone of that program was Coach D'Amico.
I agree.
Listen, man, you would go have a practice, but the practice was nowhere near the conditioning after the practice. Like, nowhere near. Shout out to everybody who's commenting. Yeah. We appreciate. What's up, Big Ron? Big Ron was one of the brothers who was a senior when I was a sophomore. Kind of took me under my wing and made me.
Woody had stomp. What's up,
made it real, man. If you out there, man, comment. If you have a story about Coach D, man, and Coach D really helped you develop in that weight room with your speed, with your conditioning, because one of the things that I learned more than anything was he had me able to play in the fourth quarter the same way as I played in the first quarter. And I took that with me throughout my life. Took it with me throughout my life. So, shout out to Coach D, man. We're going to give flowers to a bunch of people, man. So make sure you tag them, make sure you share it, make sure you let them know, man. We love Coach D, man. And nobody is perfect that we going to mention. No. So there's going to be people who say, man, this person wasn't. Listen. We're going to get these flowers out, man, to people who really deserve it, who helped us, who pushed the culture. Care of you, black, white, purple, green. There's been a lot of people who've had a hand in building that program to where it is now. Because before we wanted Whippeal Chip, but the process started probably 2 years before that. When shout out to 1994 football team, they showed us how to work. They showed us how to get in that weight room and put in work. So shout out to them, man. you know, guys like Melvin, AJ, Iwani, Marquess.
Rainey.
Marquess Rainey was probably the hardest worker I've ever met. And if you see Marquess to this day, man, Marquess looked like he still could play.
Listen, and just to, you know, we're gonna showcase younger talent to the young kids. But Marquess got a son at Alderdice, is a freshman and is a starter. He's like Mario's what, 6'4", 6'5"? Beast, man. But we'll
so we're gonna we're gonna highlight the young people who coming up too, so they can have people behind them and know that, man, there's people following you and supporting you. Because listen, I remember getting hurt in college, and that hospital room is really cold and dark when you 400 miles away, man.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, in college is business, man. They move on. If you can't help me right now, and I've never been in that position. Like, I hurt my shoulder as a junior, but I was still able to be around my friends, my teammates. You know, my team needed me. As when you get to college, it's like, yeah, we need you, but boy, you can't help us. Bruh. See ya. Listen. You know, so I understand.
That is
So when those kids go off to places, we need to definitely be there to support them and let them know that we here. Shout out, they shout you out, brother Marcus.
My man, Kissball. I see Mark Malloy was on there.
Mark Malloy. Shout out to Big Mark. He probably listening to Pastor Troy back in the day too. Ready to bust some heads and some helmets. Mike Nesby, Dave Tate. Thanks for y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Listen, every Thursday,
Palisades, baby.
Every Thursday, 8 p.m., man, we're gonna be coming to you when the lights go out. We're gonna be bringing you dope stories, dope people, dope conversation, different things that's attached to sports, because sports is, you know, it's just a microcosm of the world. It's a little piece of the world, but it holds a lot of weight, man. It holds a lot of. What's up, Jay Smith, man? Shout out to Jay, man. Hey, what's up, Mike? Appreciate you checking in. So it's, you know, it's very powerful, man. It's very powerful. So we're gonna have a lot of people. But what I also want to say is, we're football players at heart. Right. But I'm gonna go this way with it. But over this shoulder, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have some basketball people on here, because I'm a basketball player. People don't know that. If I had a choice, bro, at the time coming up, I would have played basketball rather than football. But being 6'2" in probably the 8th grade going into the 9th grade, you know, you can make make some choice. I was blessed, man. I was very blessed. I was lucky, and I tell people that, but I didn't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take it for granted. So I love the basketball. And reason why I brought it up, because Renardo Brown, who just checked in, he went to Rutgers, and really, he was like my personal trainer. I mean, I played against him every day, against a Division I athlete, and he got me so much better. I mean, it was unbelievable. So we're going to have people check in that play sports, basketball as well. What's up, Sydney Thornton? Yeah, man, we're going to have brothers like that. And there's going to be all kind of people checking in, man. So it's not just going to be a football conversation. We're going to deep dive and talk about how sports affect our homes positively and negatively, and what can we do with it, man? How can we use it to help further our people and push our culture forward and do some healing, man? Because
you were talking about you just spoke on something. You talking about being injured. Hey, man, listen. When you get injured in college, like you said, it's a business. I remember my senior year. That Friday or Thursday before it was like my last. I had 2 games left, 3 games left in my senior season. I just got called in to the athletic office, in Seattle Seahawks is in there. So I'm geeked. I got some good news. I sat and watched film with the coach. I get it. I shoot out there. I'm calling my dad, my brother. I said, listen, man, it's on now, baby. They didn't see me. They interested. All I got is a little nibble. You know how you fishing, you see the little barber go down? That's all I needed. You know what I mean? So next day we could fly. We not fly, but we ride the Slippery Rock, and it was a dreary, cloudy day, rainy, and I remember downfield blocking the safety, and my boy Reese Walker, grew up with him, coming down the field, and he gets tackled in the back of my leg. I'm laying in that pile, man. I knew something wasn't right. That pile come up off me. My ankle was over there looking at the sideline. My knee was over here. So it was like, you know what I mean? You sitting on that field, like, in that one split second, all my dreams was gone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's, you talk about sitting in a hospital room after surgery, and all those people that wanted you when you came home was at the club with you and kicked it with you and wanted to see what you was doing that weekend. Nah.
But listen,
that's when it's over.
And listen, that's why the story, that's why the title is called When the Lights Go Out, because we play this sport and this thing could go at the split second, man. Split second. I mean, I still walk around and I'll be 42 this weekend and I still got 2 broken fingers.
Happy birthday, brother.
So like that game is real, man. And I tell young people all the time, you got to get as much as you can from these games as possible. Bro. You got to milk these schools for everything, not just the sports, because sports going to come to an end. But you better go to these libraries and take everything up out of these. You better get in these labs. And more importantly, you better build some relationship with some of these professors because, listen, I went to Rutgers where Van Sertima taught, and I'm so mad because there's a lineage of people who were taught from him, and I didn't even know about that. Wow. And see, when you don't have the right people leading you, when you get to certain places, people who are very important and that you need and your ancestors, they don't even teach you that. Bruh. They don't even teach you about. I was at Rutgers. I was lucky enough, Mark, and people don't know. I won the Paul Robeson Award my senior year. And a lot of people don't even know
I never knew who
Paul Robeson was, man.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people don't know he went to my college, man. So like those are stories and lessons and things that now we're in a position we can't let people not get this information. We can't hold on to this information. It's so important. I mean, we got a lot of people who are commenting, who are posting, who got so much info about this, man. I'm just looking at the names running down, man.
Me too, man. I'm looking. I just seen Warren Butler.
Yeah, you don't have to be paid. Yeah, you don't have to be paid to give the info to young person, man. Give it up, man. Yeah. You know a young, and we got social medias and these things now, man, where you connect it with these people, man, with these young people. Give up that game, man, because there's nothing better than when a young person, sees their dreams come to fruition, and then they just come back and thank you, man. Bruh. You know what I'm saying? Just thank you. Shout out Swanee. He said Coach Neff was one of the best coaches ever. Shout out to Coach Neff.
Yeah, Coach Neff, both of them, both brothers, they were good.
Yeah. You got to put a name in front of one of them because there was 2 of them. Swan.
Eddie and Jack. It was my boy.
Eddie and Jack. Yeah, salute the Neffs, man. Yeah, salute the Neffs because they were. Listen, they didn't play no games either. Right. And if you didn't listen, he coaches out PT now, right? Jack. No, he was at Penn Trafford or what's the other school?
I want to say is it St. LaSalle?
No,
one of them coached their son.
Pine Richland.
Pine Richland.
Yeah, he got the school that they've been killing everybody. Yep. Yeah, so listen, he was a coach who he demanded so much from you, man. And it was different day and age back then where a coach could coach you, man. Listen. A coach, yes, thanks, fellas, for shouting that out. He at Pine Richland. Yeah, shout out to Billy D and Mark. They on it, man. Listen, y'all got all the answers out here. But he was a coach, man. And a lot of times when the coach is on you, they expecting more from you. And when you're a teenager, you thinking, oh, they hate me. They hating on me. They don't like me.
That's that new stuff. That's how the new kids, you can't scream at these kids these days. They're gonna call their mom, their grandma. They're gonna have everybody down there thinking that you the problem. Man, listen. I not only did I got cussed out on the field, but they were gonna tell my dad and mom after practice or after the game, and I was going. The ride home was worse than what the hell just happened in the locker room. So I was
but what you just said, the ride home. See, when you get broken down or you get chastised or scolded, you need to be molded back together. And a lot of these times, these coaches don't have the skill to mold the kid back together. They could break you down. They could tell you ain't do this right. But they can't mold you and put you back together. And a lot of times, back in the day, they could cuss us out. But we know that they was going to come put an arm around you and not leave you hanging and dwelling in that BS emotional, like, this coach again. Nah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. Let's pick it up. And this is why. Because back then, it was all about the team. There was no Instagram where I could put up 50,000 videos of me. There was no social media. It was your team. You know what I'm saying? It was the team.
I tell the kids these days, man, if you got more likes than yards, that's a problem. Real rap. I'm telling you, if you get more likes on your post that night than yards, you got a problem, man. Because I've seen kids, even when I was coaching, I haven't coached in a few years, but I stopped coaching in 2016. Yeah, around 2016. Social media was, was picking up heavy. That's when it was it was rolling. So it was just the fact. I was like, listen, I see y'all taking pictures. It's all good to feel good. I was wristband up and Newman gloves and the spat and all that stuff. But listen, fam, you looking.
Shout out to Cecil Howard. Shout out. Appreciate it.
Looking real pretty for nothing.
For nothing.
Yeah, for the gram. You got 67 likes in 2 minutes, but had no catches, no yards, and your jersey is clean as heck. Like, I don't want to see that, bro. I can't congratulate you or be proud of you. Nothing. You just ain't you want to go viral.
But listen, when I said in the beginning of the show, sports is a microcosm of life. If you go on the gram, if you go on Facebook, everybody wants something for nothing. They all want to pop the champagne without putting in the work. That's this culture. That's this lifestyle. Everything is microwave now. So everybody lives through a LeBron James, but don't know that this man, after the game, gonna spend 2 more hours in the gym.
Right.
After the game, gonna go ice down. But nah, after the game, you gonna go run around and do some silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? After the game, you gonna listen.
I thank God, man. I really do. I thank God for my parents, but also just like we said, the cats like you, the older cats, man. Y'all made sure that we were focused. Every time after every game. Of course, we went out and ate. We went to Eaton Park or something. Somebody might have had a house party or something, but it wasn't. Y'all kept us in line, man. And so when we became seniors, we became older. It was only, it was only right for us to do the same thing, man. I don't see that. I don't see that in today's, and I'm speaking just for my high school, but I'm sure other high schools was having the same issue. There's no leadership whatsoever, man. And I'm gonna take it. Look, you already know. We already talked. We ain't biting no. We ain't holding back. I don't see no leadership really from the coaches. So and I that's not a shot, but it is a shot. It takes a to lead these kids is not easy. I'm sure, but listen, man.
Listen, if you take it personal, that's because you're part of the problem.
But you can't let these kids get away with murder. I'll play with 10 kids, and there's supposed to be 11 on the field. If you don't want to listen, man, I'll go 0-12, man. I'll tell you, players, man. Bye.
From my perspective on an athlete, when I was a younger athlete, and I loved the bird, I didn't want to. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to see more, and I knew, like I said, I loved basketball more than football. Right. But I knew football would be my out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I knew it, and so the level of just wanting to succeed and do better to get your people out of this situation. Like, I could look around. I went from the Palisades to Washington Street. I mean, I'm 2 streets over from the dirty river that's behind my house. Right. Like, so there was a heightened awareness to, like, yeah, I don't want this, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I found out what I'm good at. I found out what I love. I mean, I come from a long lineage of people who really could play sports really well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My dad was an amazing athlete. My mom was tremendous.
JoJo, shout out to Miss Jolene, man.
Shout out to Queen Lean Mama Joe. I mean, she was an amazing athlete.
Right.
I mean, I think, Mark, to be honest, I think I was a sophomore in this picture. No, I was a junior in this picture. And I think the year before is when I finally could consistently beat my mom in basketball one-on-one.
Bruh.
Like, she was so I got it honest. And I come from a long lineage of people who had this last name that I have who were pretty good at what they did.
Right.
So I recognize that, man. Like, so the pressure of wanting to, like, it wasn't like, see, they get it now. Woody High got the turf field lights and all that. They need to go back to when Mate was the only one with the lime. Yeah, Mate with the lime machine. Drunk old Mate, man. But
Shout out to Mate Odak, man. Shout out to Mate, man. Yo, listen, check this out though. But speaking about, you know, the family, the lineage, and just the history of your family, bruh, that's even more pressure. My family, you already know, my family is full of athletes, from my dad, my brothers, my cousins. I got more cousins in the Mon Valley than telephone poles, and everybody knew how to play football. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was a good competition, man. But I always wanted my people, you know, I want my family to shine, man. And it was just a good competition, man. And I think that was one of my driving, you know, one of my machines, man. I had to live up to the DJ Dutrails and the Kareem Dutrails and Billy Dutrails and stuff like that, man. And Twiz. Yeah, so many different people that was good in the family, but it was just like.
And you know, if you come from Western Pennsylvania, you know that name for a long time. Like, and like, those is one of the stories, man. I wish as a younger kid, man, DJ was so good in football, man, and so much more advanced, and like he was just a really good football player. And shout out to his son, Little D, for being the #1 wrestler at the 12-year-old ranking, 125 in the state of Pennsylvania. Like, that's what we talking about, man. That's what we celebrating the young people. Little DJ out there putting people in all kind of pretzels all over the state of Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's real talk. Like, he comes from good stock. So just given the opportunities that we didn't get growing up, and seeing that his mother and father is doing that for him, man. Salute to the parents of Lil D. Shout out to DJ. So, love you, like, man. That's amazing. I mean, we also shout out to Venetia. Her son was the student athlete of the month down there in LSU this month. #1 safety in the country last year. So shout out to him as well. Keep doing a good job, fella. Venetia, shout out to you and the job you doing. I mean, listen,
I just seen him get he got student athlete of the month
of the month. Yeah.
Keep working, Derek, man. We proud of you, man. We're definitely proud of you. We watching, man. I'm excited to see what he do this year, man.
Yo, this boy would say he thought I was a football mythological player. He didn't. I mean, I am a little older than my brother, man, and my brothers. Listen,
shout out to Shane.
Yeah, shout out to Shane, man. But when the lights go out, you know, it's a book coming behind it. But you know, there's all these men and women who are commenting, and we've all got to a point where we had to adjust, shift, change. So that's what this platform is about, man. Really giving info on how you got to a certain point, and if it came to an end, how you shifted, how you got over the speed bump, how you went around it, how you ran through it, whatever you did to get through it. When we have these conversations, we need you to comment, we need you to post, we need you to tell a friend and share it, man, because we don't have to go outside of ourselves for answers. I know I could get answers from everybody who's commenting tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like starting with each other, and it's about really not holding anything back. Like I could give you information. Like for instance, all of these coaches, every kid doesn't receive information the same. So screaming at every kid is not going to work.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Some kids can't take being embarrassed. And you as a coach, you need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you can't coach them hard. That means that you got to evolve as a coach. Right. Because everybody's not going. Listen, I was one of those kids. I could take it. I didn't like it at all. Like if you can't talk to me, especially as I got older, I became a senior. If you're going to talk to me crazy, it's not like Coach Samsa could talk to me a certain way when I was in 10th grade. When I became a senior, ain't no way in hell I'm letting him talk to me like that. and you know what I'm saying? And I respect Coach Samsa for what he did at Woody High. Coach Samsa knocked your block off, and he helped me develop into a player. But ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let you talk to me and belittle me. Hey. So coaches need to understand that too. Yeah, if it's a softer generation and a softer kid, then talk to them in a way that they can receive the information and go put it to use on the field, not crumble and be on the corner on the side of the bench with tears in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because we got dismissed back in the day. And I know that. It was shut up, you know what I'm saying, do what you told, and that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got called a diva my sophomore year, probably every 15 minutes by our offensive line coach. He called me, "What are you doing here, you prima donna?" Yeah, that's what he called me, a prima donna. His name was going to pop in my head, but he was the older, gray-haired white coach.
You talking about with the little cigarette smoking coach? What was his name?
Yeah, you did it just like he used to smoke too.
Mr. What was his name, man?
If you remember the offensive line, Coach Price. No,
Coach Price.
Was it Coach Price?
Yeah, it was Coach Price. Little Bojangles built little dude, man. Little Sammy Davis, yeah. He was built like he was little. Hey, man, he was the smallest coach, but he's the offensive line coach, man.
Yo, and he called me a prima donna. Listen, I forgot my name was Fletch, man. He called me a prima donna every practice, man.
Like a prima donna.
Yeah, you effing prima donna. You effing prima donna. How you get here? How you get here?
Hey, we had Coach Price. You had Coach Ingles. Ingles. We been received with ball drills. He's smoking a cigarette and throwing the ball. He like, go. You like, what?
Yo, Coach Ingles.
And throwing us the ball.
Yo, he was the coolest. He was the coolest coach to never teach you nothing about playing receiver, man.
Listen, nothing. I'm telling you, I learned, and this ain't no knock to Coach Ingles, man. I salute you. I love you to death, man. But yeah, Ingles just like catch the ball. That's all he taught. Catch the ball.
He was like, I'll tell you a quick story. I'm coming up from 9th grade. So at the time, you know, at Woodland Hills, our 9th grade was not with the high school.
Right.
So you definitely wasn't getting no rec until Tutu and Miles came along, and then they started getting some rec. But early on, they thought I was going to play quarterback when I was coming from 9th grade because I was the 9th grade quarterback.
Right.
But Medee was with the midgets, and I'm like, I'm not playing quarterback. Medee's gonna play quarterback. So Coach Ingles, with that same nonchalant attitude, you stick with me, I'll take you places. This is the story, bro. Listen, for 3 years, I commenced to learn nothing at receiver, man. Bro. And it's sad because shout out to Coach Thomas. He went to Penn Trafford,
Marco Thomas's dad. Yeah.
Marco Thomas's dad. Shout out to him because he was an amazing coach. He was the difference maker, man. He taught us the T-step. I'm learning that in 10th grade in 94, something like that. Yeah. And so shout out to Coach Thomas. Listen, we had some really good coaches at that time as well. we had some bullshit coaches. Excuse my French. We had some ones who were in the way.
I'll tell you who else, you know, since we give them flowers, I'll tell you who else, and I'm sure some of the younger boys, Coach Morton, Corey and Quinn's dad, Coach Morton. He wasn't there when you were there, Fletch, but
right.
Listen, when you talk about defensive, man, listen, bro. We played Penn Trafford my senior year, and he came up with a defensive scheme, shut Penn Trafford down. And Penn Trafford was doing that run and shoot. Coach Morton, man, we last time I heard.
Hold on. Hold that thought. So was Jack Neff still on that staff?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this. Yeah. I'll tell you this. You give Coach Morton all the flowers, Mark, but I'll tell you this.
Oh, we already know.
When we made our run in 96, Jack Neff came up with that same game plan for that run and shoot when they had Matt Gavrish.
Yeah, well,
and
him and Jack, and they being made together. So I'm sure.
Yeah. So they put those minds together because in 96 when we had to play them and they had all they, how they hyped up Penn Trafford at that time, and Matt Gavrish is going to be 4,000. Not today.
Yeah,
not today because we went straight man, and Penn Trafford never seen the athletes like. I mean, we had Tutu, we had Smoke, we had Fawn, D. Reeves, Torrey, myself, all at defensive backs. So it was like, yeah, y'all not going to do too much, man.
This is what I want to know, and this is the question too. I know we got the younger Wolverines on there, like Mark Malloy and Brian B. Coleman, Booter.
Right.
Was Morton? Let me ask y'all this question. Was Morton with y'all guys as well? Let us know, man. I just want to know because I know y'all was Whippeal champions too. I just want to, who was y'all's defensive coordinator those years, man. I'm thinking Morton was there, man, but I know Coach Morton ended up getting sick, man. I haven't heard anything, but prayers and thoughts to Coach Morton for sure, man.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Paul who just joined us in, man. One of the hoopers.
What's up, Michael Paul?
Shout out to him. I don't know. He went. He just went through something. He went through something himself. So shout out to him, man. You in our prayers and our thoughts, Michael Paul, man. Keep on staying blessed, man.
Yeah, big
and
rest in peace.
Let us know you okay, man. But yeah, Coach Morton was a beast. I knew Coach Morton when he was over at Gateway before he came to Woody High because, I mean, if we're gonna talk basketball, we're gonna talk his daughter. His daughter was arguably the best player to ever touch that ball at Woody High, Corey Morton.
Yeah,
I mean, she had him, and she had a little sister named Quinn.
Yeah,
and they went to the state championship
won.
My senior year. No, they didn't win.
They didn't win. I thought
they lost to Downingtown as well.
Hold on, but did they win it my year then with Quinn and them? In Yolanda Johnson, I think they won it that year.
Okay, well when Corey and them.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Now I got a picture of us. I got a picture of us back to back. Now and the sister, they had one sister.
Hold on, bro. You said we both lost to Downingtown.
we both. Yeah, what's up, Adam? Adam would know. Yeah, they won the Whippeals. They lost in the state championship, but they had a girl out Downingtown because we lost to Downingtown that year. They had a girl, for Downingtown, only sister I think they had on her team, and she was amazing. She was like Corey was dope. Ain't no doubt about it. Corey had the right, the left. She had the paint work. Quinn had the three ball. They had Danielle Johnson, Candace Brooks.
They
had my one lefty. I can't remember her name. She was a left hand player. She had dark hair. Nah, this is even a little bit. Nah, but she, boy, I tell you, man.
Hey, y'all, listen, man, y'all. We gonna laugh, man. I'm gonna just start throwing names out there. Flashlight, no.
You just shouting out names, man. I hate. Yep, mom. That's my second mom, Miss Anna Whitehurst, and shout out to Coach Whitehurst. Listen,
I was with Whitey the other day, man.
Listen, and people didn't definitely. Oh, Wendy Wiggins was her name.
Wendy Wiggins was
Wendy Wiggins. She was a legend. I loved Wendy Wiggins, man. Shout out to Wendy. I hope she's doing well.
Shout out to her little brother Eli, man. That was my boy, man. But Eli.
Oh, she had a little brother.
Yeah, he was nice too.
Man, listen, Wendy, shit, that's my dog. I hope her family's well. I hope she's
Yeah,
blessed, man. But yeah, just like Mom said, I hate Downingtown too. They did us dirty in the chips, man.
bruh.
You know what I'm saying? But
I
and
didn't
then
know. I forgot about that. I didn't know the girls team lost it down in town too.
yeah, they was man. Listen, we was following. See, this is what I'm saying. Support because
Yeah,
we was the football team, so we brought all the eyes. But we was following the girls' hoop team, man.
yo,
You know what I'm saying? All over the state. I mean, I was on this bus following these girls to support these young ladies all over the state, man. And every time we came, man, they showed up and showed out, man. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Danielle Johnson, Erica Johnson, Wendy Wiggins,
yeah.
Candace Brooks. Man, that team was dope, man. And now you got, Dave Walters' daughter.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Hey,
um,
his
you got
daughter.
the young lady who just made it into the 1,000-point club.
Yeah,
So
they got a squad. They got a
yeah, there's
squad.
some things going on, man. So if you back
Listen,
home,
Shanir's daughter, the Pinckney girl.
yeah,
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 she's awesome, man.
awesome, man. So
Yeah,
we need
she's
to keep
awesome.
supporting them, man. Like, get behind these kids and support, man.
Yeah,
That's what it's all
Dave
about.
Walters' daughter. She's a freshman. She played a lot this year. She might have
Yeah,
even started a few times, but Kayla
yeah,
can shoot that pill.
yeah.
They even got a little brother. Her little brother Cam is actually playing quarterback. So he got an arm. I used to coach him as a twerk when he was a baby, man. And he's
Okay.
they're a lot. And this ain't no knock on Dave, but Dave got some athletic kids, man.
I don't know how that
Dave
happened. I
at the
don't know how
street
that
ball.
happened. I don't know how that happened because Dave was
Shout
terrible.
out to Dave.
No, no. Dave texts me every 3 days with a video of his daughter, man. And I'm gonna be honest and open with everybody, man. I say, where did they get it from, boy? Because you was terrible, man. Shout out to AJ. AJ came in at the right
AJ
time.
Anderson.
Look, because hey, listen, they used to have AJ on the bench for Dave Walters, man. They used to have AJ, and look, Michael Paul just chimes in. Nobody knows how that happened. You know what I'm saying? Dave was terrible, man. That's my guy. Salute to Dave, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Salute to Dave, man.
Hey, man.
Nah,
Shout out to, I got his, hey, hold
because
up.
listen,
AJ Anderson's on here, man.
it's about the kids, man. It's
Jigga.
about the kid. He said they get it from their mama. Dave was weak.
No, hey, I used to always mess with Dave. I said, listen, man. Perchinsky is the mom's name, Perchinsky or something. I used to say it should be Cam Perchinsky and Kayla Perchinsky because Dave, you was slower than somebody with 2 left feet, man.
Nah, but I got to shout out to Dave because if you can't do it, you put your kids in position.
But he's probably one of the. Listen, you talking about being supportive of, and we're gonna talk about that too, and how that plays into a kid's success. He's very supportive of his children. He's there from sun up to sundown, practice, game, good games, bad games. He's gonna ask you what the kids can improve on. He's an awesome father, man. So
yeah, that's
salute to you, Dave, man.
Salute, Dave. We messing with you, brother, but what you're doing is the biggest thing that you could do, man. So we giving flowers to everybody, man. That's what this is about, man. It's about learning because we're gonna kind of shift gears to get some opinions. And every Thursday, 8 p.m. Please tune in YouTube as well. The link will be in the bio after the show, man. Just keep supporting. We're gonna keep getting, and we're gonna have guests in the future to come share some of their stories and give them flowers. I wanna, I wanna ask you a quick question. If you had 5 coaches or 5 people who you could say, this is who helped me get along this road.
Yeah.
Give me some names. And if you're in the comments, give me 5 people who helped you along the way. Give me 5 names.
I'll go first and I'll come back to you, Flex. My 5. I'm gonna have to go with man. I'm gonna leave some people out and I'll get back to you. I'll give you flowers, but right now I'm gonna have to go with Keith Davis, man. Keith Davis, yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a short. Keith Davis is. I was always a quarterback, but when I got to Keith Davis turned me to a different quarterback, man. And he built so much confidence in me. So Keith Davis. I'm gonna go with Ronnie Morello from Swissvale, baseball and basketball in Swissvale. Another person is Dave Patarka from Swissvale. I go straight to college, man. I got to go to Coach John Allen. He turned me to All-American at receiver, man. And then probably my last, he wasn't really my coach, but he was a coach to all of us. And I have to go with Larry Reeves, man. Mr. Reeves, I love you, man. I pray to God that you well, and thank you for being who you are, man. You saved a lot of lives, man, whether you know it or not. We love you to death, man.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Coach Reeves on here because he meant so much. Listen, and Coach Davis, there's a lot of people who don't know about these people, but Keith Davis, he also coached my little brother, and I watched him have a hand in Bonka. I watched him have a hand in
you say animals now, man.
Who's the kid that went over to I watched him have a hand in Kareem. I watched him who's the kid that went to Gateway? Who left? Play corner. Small kid. Super dope.
No, Sadler went to Central.
Nah, he went to Gateway.
Went to Gateway?
Yeah, somebody on.
Mark gonna say it. Watch what Mark Malloy say.
Mark Malloy knows. Somebody gonna say it, but yeah, he said Keith Davis, Coach Curry, Coach Carter, couple coaches at Justin King. Yep.
Justin King. Yep. Terry Smith.
Listen, I watched him. I watched them give everybody else the ball 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. I watched this kid get 1, 2 carries a game and had 2 touchdowns every time. Like he was an amazing player. So yeah, shout out to. But yeah, who are your 5 people, man? Like let me see.
So who's your 5? Who's your 5, Flex?
All right, so it's like you said, it's hard to put it in 5. But these 2 people are going to be my number 1 because these 2 are the first 2 people who I really think seen something in me. Early on is William Sam Timbers and Larry Jones. And
Sam was my first.
I grew up in the Palisades in Building 7, and Sam was my next door neighbor. And he used to talk to me about football. Like I didn't know football could be a reality. I didn't know that I could chase this as, a career. I had no idea. And then, so he used to talk about Oklahoma Sooners to me a lot and them running the wishbone. And so he knew all of that. So he planted the initial seed. And then Larry Jones used to come get me every Saturday to play basketball up the Rankin Field. And it didn't matter, rain, sleet, snow. Wow. And he was the first one who would talk to me about Allen Iverson. This is like Iverson's in the 8th and 9th grade. Larry was up on the street in Smith and all that kind of stuff.
Wow. Streets in Smith. Wow.
Yeah, so he used to, and every Saturday he used to tell me that this dude was better than me, man. And I used to be so pissed off, man. Like, who is this Iverson dude? So it just made me want to keep going and keep going and keep going. Mr. Larry Huey. He showed us.
I've seen that a few times. Mr.
Yeah, he showed us stuff. He gave us opportunities. Another one, Mr. Rayford Beasley.
Mr. Beasley.
That picture right there, I was working at Arby's. And I'm trying to get some money for the prom. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some money for the prom. So I was working at Arby's. Yeah. And Mr. Beasley brought that picture in there and presented it to me. So I've always kept this picture is super duper old. I mean, I got the part in the middle like Larry Johnson. I let you know.
Hey.
And look, Mark, I started a trend, man. I had the party socks and everything, man.
Hey, so, I remember. Hey, listen, I remember when you wore them.
Yeah, broke out the party socks, man. So, and then, to kind of make it a little bit, Larry Whitehurst.
Love him to death, man.
He was a godsend for me.
To many.
Being a kid, see, people don't know the reason why he gets introduced to Woodland Hills and Coach Novak is through me. I was in 8th grade and I was playing my rival at Gateway. It's funny, is Mike Sparrow.
Uh-huh.
And we used to have battles. I mean, real battles. And one day at school, they like come to the office. come to the office, and Coach Whitehurst is in there. Like, I want you to be on my AAU team. I'm like, I don't know nothing about no AAU team.
Right.
And I don't got no money. I ain't gonna be on nobody's. I can't even buy sneakers, man. It's a struggle over here. And so he didn't judge me. He didn't do none of that. All he asked me is, do you love this and do you want to work hard?
Man, listen, man.
And he would come to my house in the Palisades and pick me up.
In that minivan. In the minivan.
Listen, the minivan, the Acura. See, people don't even know about the Acura legend. This is how I go back far with this family, man. Like, they grabbed me by the wing. Shout out to Mom, Anna Whitehurst.
Yeah, she was.
And none of these people are perfect. And we're just human beings. So some people don't like coaching style. But I tell you this,
man.
if you listen, he'll make you a better player.
I was with him the other day. Bill D. Shout out to Billy D, man. Billy D was taking pictures for the girls softball team, and Coach Whitehurst is up there. Listen, this is what he's doing. He's up there coaching still. He's helping out with the girls softball. Let me tell you what he did, just because we giving him his flyers. He's coaching the girls softball team. Then his son is getting ready for college.
AJ.
He's up there hitting balls to his son. And his son is out in the infield hitting, catching grounders. I'm like, this dude ain't missed a beat, man. He's still rolling, man. And
selfless,
he still
man.
had time to come and talk to me and Billy D and tell us and give it, since we're not playing sports anymore, it went from sports to talking about business and what we do with our finances and our money. So he's always been a dad, man. And Miss Whitehurst, I've seen you on here. We love both of you guys, man.
He is selfless. When you talk about selfless, especially being from the community that we come from, there's so much tension between black and white.
Man, they didn't.
And so much.
They didn't see no color, bro.
And listen, and sorry, but there's so much bullshit with that.
Right.
That this man never judged me. I mean, he made me Mark. And I shout out to Calvin, shout out to my boy Renardo, shout out to Michael Paul, because they giving me flowers for hooping and that kind of thing. But in the 9th grade, 10th grade, I couldn't even use my left hand.
Bro.
So when I met Coach Whitehurst, he made me ace bandage my right hand to my chest, and I had to play in a game just using my left hand.
Bro.
Like, just my left hand. AJ just committed to Gardner Webb today for baseball. My little bro, AJ Whitehurst, brother. Good job, AJ.
That's a great job, man. He was out there working too, man.
He working. He putting in that work, man. So if you young person, just work, man. Work. Whatever you doing. I don't care if it's sports. It don't have to be sports. That's what this is also about, is that we're not all just athletes, man. We bigger than athletes, man. We much more. We ain't shutting up and dribbling, man. We not doing that, man. Because if we don't say nothing, especially to black men, we don't say nothing, it won't be said. So we not shutting up and dribbling. Yo, they got some dope lists. Ray Gusky. Shout out to Adams Pops, man. Coach Novak.
Man, listen.
Lee Schaefer, Bill Hillgrove.
We missing so many.
Nah, but we gonna keep giving. We gonna keep giving flowers. And listen, I'm missing a bunch of people for sure. But one person who changed my life, and I wish I would have met him a year or two earlier, was Coach Shiano. My last year at Rutgers, and just like Coach D'Amico, he put a strength and conditioning coach in place, Jay Butler, that's now back at Rutgers. That's why you see the change going back to when we was actually having some success. But Jay Butler and Coach Shiano was just like Coach D. I mean, the work ethic behind the scenes was monumental. So when you got on the field, it was easy. And Coach Shiano taught me how you get punched and you punch back at the highest level. And I had a chance at the NFL. My back was already, even before I got to Buffalo, I knew I was having back issues, but I had put in too much work not to give it a chance and a try. And, I gave it everything I had. But Coach Shiano and Coach Butler, those are my last two. And then who goes first without mentioning is my mom. My
Listen,
mom was amazing, man. Like no matter what I did, she supported me. A lot of my friends who comment and a lot of people who are commenting, my mom was their coach in AAU basketballs and in summer league basketball and that kind of thing. So,
right.
I come from a pretty good mother who is caring, who cared about me, you know what I'm saying, who wanted the best for me. You know what
Listen,
I'm saying?
bro.
If you ask my mom to this day, she probably still say get in the weight room a little bit and you could still play in the NFL.
Oh, real deal. But that's true though. I mean,
That's how the
your mom,
support. So I'm
yeah,
saying that to say, I asked who your 5 people are, and it's basically based on just all these people who support you, man. Like it'll take you to the moon, man. So continue to support our young people,
yeah.
man.
I mean, like you said though, your mom. Just speaking of your mom, man, your mom was my boss for a summer job. I was a custodian for the Woodland Hills School District, man. Your mom, bruh. We could talk all day about
Jolene's a legend, man.
but she's always been supportive of all of us. But
Right.
she loves you, Shane, your little sister, like no joke. I mean, like no other, man. She's always
and that's what I'm more proud of, man. She raised 3 of us the hard way, man.
right.
In the 15104, man, and all 3 of us are sane, are caring, give a damn about our people. So, shout out to my mom. And, that's more than 5, but I could keep going on.
You know what's crazy? I keep seeing people say, my dad, that's a whole nother segment, man. But
look, AJ, she
dad,
was my hoop coach.
My dad,
your dad is a beast. Listen, shout out to Doc, man.
my dad, man, I can't. It'll break me up, man. But I'm gonna tell you this: if I was half the man my dad is, I still got a lot of work to do, man. That dude used to come home from teaching and go out and shoot 1,000 shots with me. If it was baseball season, he was gonna get a bucket of baseballs. Let me hit all the balls down Rankin Field. Some of them went over the fence to the buses. He was going to get all the balls and fill the bucket, man. So shout out to my dad. If you watch it, Dad, I love you, man. I appreciate everything
Doc,
you did, man.
Doc, listen, it's so powerful. We used to have those conversations on your porch, and when we talk about unfiltered,
bruh.
Nah, this wasn't Dr. Ken you was getting at Rankin School or something.
No,
this was not him.
No.
This was a black man who had been through it, who knew what we was going to go through as black men.
Bruh.
And we used to hear
it's crazy because it was like foreshadowing. He was telling us all the stuff that we were what's going on now. He told us, man.
Right.
Yeah.
He was an amazing man, and shout out to people like that. I mean, listen, we were supposed to ask you about my mom was a beast, man. I say that because I'm repeating a lot of comments that people are putting up, man. And Michael Paul said, and she'd beat your ass if you got out of line.
Bruh.
Excuse the language, Mom, because I still gotta apologize.
She'll still with me. She'll still beat you.
I lived in Building 7, and across the street was the Manor, and it was our favorite bench. Every hood around here would congregate there in the summer. And when my mom had enough, she threatened everybody.
Bruh.
She threatened everybody. It'd be 50 kids out. She threatened everybody, and everybody rolled. Damn, your mom mean. But then when I got older, everybody's like, man, damn, I wish I had that, man. I wish.
So, that's what we take for granted. That's the stuff we took for granted because there was times we were like, man, if they don't just shut up, man, they embarrassing the hell out of me, bruh. If I could go back and smack myself 5 times.
Dr. Wall corner, yep. Yeah. Dr. Wall corner, that thing used to jump, man. If that bench could talk, listen.
I got some footage, and I'm gonna tell everybody this, especially I already told you, Flesh, but I got some footage of y'all's midget ball game, man. Y'all played, I think y'all was playing Duquesne or Mount Oliver down at Dixon Field, man. You, DJ, Tone, what's the little
Hoagie, Brandon Moody.
Hoagie
was on that team, yeah.
Oh man, DJ Twiz. It was deep, man. But we gonna have fun with this show, fellas and ladies.
Yeah.
I can't even say the fellas, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna have the ladies on the show too. Somebody like the women's basketball team, the Fletch was talking about earlier. We gonna do a little bit of everything, man. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
We got a lot coming.
Yeah, because all that, a part of this also was, we all know those conversations we all have about who was nice, who did this on the field, who did this on the court. There's going to be a third screen up there in the next several weeks that's going to really show some footage of people and we're going to put some people on the highlight screen.
Hey, what was the segment, Fletch? What's it called? What is the film don't lie?
The film don't lie.
The film don't lie. So,
because just like they say numbers don't lie, film don't lie.
Hey, a lot of cats.
No matter how much, listen, we laughing now, but no matter how much they trying to be tricky in this court case that they doing,
yeah.
And we seen the video footage of you killing the brother. We know footage don't lie.
Right.
We know film don't lie. So we're going to put some people on the spotlight. Yeah. All you brothers who've been like, yeah, I was nice. Man, Novak didn't give me a chance. Or yeah, you're going to be in the spotlight, man.
And since we on the subject of high school, we not just going to talk about Woodland Hills. We got Penn Hills.
Oh, no.
I'm going to reach out to Drew Shafino and different cats from Penn Hills and, the Mike Logans and, man, we're gonna have fun with this show, man. We're gonna reach out. We're gonna reach everybody, man. So if y'all hear that,
I got a good one in the tuck. My brother Mike McMahon hit me up.
Oh, Mike McMahon, North Allegheny.
So now we'll hear like a grown man's version of what they was going through and what they thought about going into, a WPIAL championship versus. And I know the stories because he was actually my roommate at Rutgers, and that's when I learned that we came from two different sides of the tracks in Pittsburgh. I learned when he became my roommate, and this is nothing against him because his family was super loving, super caring, and was not, but the cultural difference, the understanding, it's like night and day, man. It was night and day. But this show, like you said, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. We appreciate everybody checking in. We usually go about an hour. This was just the introduction show. So please join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. When the lights go out, we make results, not excuses. We'll continue to share some stories. Youth sports that's going on in the news. Before we do close out, we want to say there's been a crazy tragedy down in South Carolina with a former NFL player who murdered or allegedly so far killed 5 people and then himself.
Right.
So amongst us laughing and trying to have fun and bring a little light in our hour, we always gonna bring up some serious stuff that's going on because like mental health is real. Mental health needs to be dealt with seriously. Right. We all know this sport of football can be very violent. CTE is real. Me and Mark had a conversation about it a lot. And sometimes when we're tough, you built a certain way, we'll even laugh it off. We'll laugh, I got CTE, I forgot. But it's real. Sometimes we go through things. And part of this is there's a lot of men that's going to reach out and comment on this show, man. So we're going to make our own support group, man, or keep reaching out to each other and being an air for people, man. So shout out to that family that lost their lives, the doctor, his wife, and their grandbabies, man.
Yeah, the 5 and 7-year-old, man. Prayers
grandbabies, man. Not the kids, man. Not the kids, man. Like that's bad, man. And until all the facts come out, we just praying, man. We sending it up. Prayers to the families, to everybody, man, because I don't know what that brother Philip Adams was going through, and it looks awful, man. But if he was dealing with some things, man, just get help, because that could be any of us, man. Just get help. Reach out to people, man. And I run a mentoring and counseling service, Infinite Mind and Body. Reach out, man. Yeah. Reach out, get some help, talk to somebody. And a lot of times I do coaching, mentoring, and counseling, and a lot of times all I do is listen, man.
Yeah,
it's just listen.
That's the best thing. That's all they need, someone to talk to, man.
So
don't as African Americans, man, we shy away from getting counseling and you know, go and see a psychiatrist, man. Hey, it's okay, man. It's okay. You know, sometimes the counselor needs counseling.
Sometimes the counselor needs counseling.
Listen, it's okay. Go get some help, man. Because like you said, Flesh, mental illness is serious right now. You know,
and we all played this sport where, especially 90s, early 2000s, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, 2000. It was, you gave your body, you gave it up for the team, you sacrificed,
bro.
It wasn't no brand building. It wasn't. Only one brand building was Dion. He was the only one. He was the only. Primetime was the only one with the Jerry Curl making videos. He was the. It's for the money.
I got this knot. I don't know if you can see this. I got a knot on my head. I wanted to hit. I wanted to kill people. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry that I said it like that, but that's my mentality. I played receiver, but I wanted to kill you. I didn't want you. I didn't want you to get back up. I was taught to lead with my head. I want that big boom. I want to hear the oohs and ahs. And I'm gonna put you down. Yeah. So it's taking a toll on many of us. You know what? That's another segment. But CTE, I'm gonna just let y'all know.
Yeah. Yep. It's another segment. But listen, you need to, and we're gonna address a lot of topics through sports, man, because we dealt with it. I've dealt with it all. I swear I've been knocked out in the game, cold, like wake up, like whoo, where am I at? Woody High? No, I'm in college.
All right.
Like what? Like I got broken fingers. I've been through the gambit. I've been at Rutgers, had to leave Rutgers and come back to Rutgers. I've been through it all, man. So listen, there's nothing we on this journey that we haven't done. There's nothing on this journey that we aren't willing to learn from other people. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate everybody checking in. Next Thursday, we're going to definitely do it again. Next Thursday, when the lights go out, we make results, not excuses. 8 o'clock, YouTube. Get the link. Reach out to both of us. We're going to be reaching out to you guys for some highlight films and stuff like that. Right. And then it's going to be your highlight film, but we're going to find other people in your highlight film, the spotlight.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Like, yeah, I see you out there, boy. You said you was nice, but nah, we're gonna do it respectfully. We're going to have some fun with it. But, yeah, again, if you need help, man.
Reach out.
Reach out. Just reach out. You only a social media click phone call away, man. And mental health is real.
We ain't sharing your info. We're gonna treat this as if it's HIPAA. We ain't saying nothing, but we gonna help you for sure.
That's how we do it, man. Whatever you share with us is share with us. But listen, I love everybody out there. That's how we always gonna end it, man. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. And Dara, appreciate you checking in, man. That's another queen that's checked in. Her kids is huge. I remember working with her babies at the center, but that's a whole nother story. But when the lights go out, every Thursday, 8 p.m., check us out. Listen, as we go away, I got something for us. I got something. You had to run out the tunnel.
I'm trying to out to see. You about to have me.
And Mom, I'm gonna need all those Woody High tapes, Mom. You remember this Mark Lloyd running out the tunnel?
P-Sack. You played the P-Sack. You already know how it is, baby.
Listen, before we go, just one 30-second story. Woodland Hills basketball, we didn't listen to that. We listened to Kenny G before we played basketball. We listened to Kenny G. We listened to listen. After
go to bed,
Michael Paul, no. We listened to
It's time to go to bed, man. It's time to go to bed, man.
Nah, when the lights go out every Thursday, 8 p.m., we love you. Peace.